Hello, everybody, on this very cold Wednesday afternoon. Thank you all for tuning in and welcome to my channel. If you have not subscribed, please go ahead and do so. It's quick, it's easy. Just smash that little red subscribe button down there below. So thank you all for coming out today and for tuning in and for being part of this Bodacious channel. Our hashtag is Be Bodacious. There's a reason for that. Because being bodacious means going out and grabbing life and having the most fun you possibly can while doing so. It's a mindset. It's a philosophy. It's just, I think it's the way you should live your life. It's about not listening to people saying no. It's not listening to fearmongers or hatred or giving in to anything like that. It's just about being yourself. So kind of picking up on some of the conversation we've been having off and on the channel, there seems to be a pervasive theme that people want to know about moving forward with your life. So I thought today maybe we could talk about that and what it might look like and just, how to be ourselves basically and move forward and live life without being held back by those difficulties that we all face sometimes. Because that's part of being bodacious. And we've got somebody already in here watching. Thank you very much and welcome. Don't forget, give me that big thumbs up, when you can. Whenever you get to the point in the live stream where you like it, just go ahead and thumbs up from there, Laurel. I appreciate you being here. So I hope you're doing good today. Laurel Stewart is in, and she is one of the people that is in a really cold area right now. Yeah, the whole weather and temperature thing has gotten a little crazy. Who would have thought that we would be looking at 60 below in some places? It's insane. Contrast that. A few years ago I was at the Arctic Circle. Guess what the temperature was up there? Would you believe we were wearing shorts at the Arctic Circle? How crazy is that? And then it's 60 below here. Unreal. Chilling with Sam just came in. Hi, Chilling with Sam. How are you doing? I hope your day is going well, Sam. You say you just finished lunch. Awesome. You must be in one of the more Western time zones. Laurel is saying it's 2 degrees where she is with a wind chill of -25. Wow. The mind just reels. Back in the mid-80s, where I'm from in Knoxville, Tennessee, where I lived at the time, it hit 24 below one day, and you're at Eastern. Okay, you're eating a late lunch. I got you. Yeah, that's a pretty good thing to have a late lunch. But yeah, we hit 24 below once, and in the mid-80s, it's just an insane temperature. And people were like, oh, it's colder here than it is in Anchorage. Well, Anchorage is not that cold anymore. We always think of it as being cold, but, you can imagine if it's 75 degrees at the Arctic Circle, what is it in Alaska and places most of the time? So, granted, we were in there in July or August. So we were there at the peak for temperature, but still, you just don't plan on it being 75 degrees at the Arctic Circle. We always think about it as being colder than that. I was actually taught that it was colder than that. Let's see. I'm going to plug this in and just see what Anchorage is running right now. Because I bet it's going to be a lot warmer. Anchorace. Because it's just going to be, I'm not even going to guess. It's still loading. Sam, I'm glad it went well. Did you have a half day of school because of the weather? Ah, come on, computer. I keep hitting all the wrong buttons. Sometimes I need a computer just to figure me out. Let's see. What you wanting? What you wanting? He's over here whining. Okay, so there we are. But you're not wanting to look at me. We're wanting to find out what Anchorage is doing. Oh, and Chilling with Sam said, no, they just do that. Okay, that's neat. Okay, we're waiting for the Anchorage weather thing to. Oh, my goodness. Look at, we got some brand names coming up here on the ads. Okay, going over here. Hey, y'all, I'm ready to move. Check this out. 32 degrees in Anchorage. High of 34, low of 23. Just for grins and giggles, I wonder what it is closer to home. Let's see. Going into weather.com. My PO box address is down below. Everyone knows I'm in Etowah, Tennessee. We'll give it a minute here. There it is. Auto-populated there. I'm just going to say, as we just looked over here at Anchorage, high of 34, low of 23. And in my place, okay, it's 35, and it doesn't say what the low is. Interesting. So it's 25, feels like 29. So compared to part of the U.S., we're having a heat wave. Oh, it's going to get cold again on Friday. Okay, tonight a low of 17. So a high of 35 and a low of 17 compared to Anchorage with a high of 32 and a low of 23. That's real similar. Not quite what you would expect. You'd expect those temperatures between here and there to be wildly different. Unbelievable. Laurel, you said you were through here and through here in the early 80s and the snow records in states that weren't used to snow. Yeah. Yeah, we had, like in 93, we had this huge blizzard that people keep talking about. It was like 36 inches. And it was insane. Because we don't get that much. We used to get more than what we do. We just haven't had that much lately, the past few years. And let's see, to go back to Chilling with Sam, she said, no, they just do that. And she said the same. And she said, plus, I've been working on a lot of art. Nice. So Sam and Laurel are both art people, which is awesome. You know, we arts and crafts they're just, it's good to have a hobby. I spoke with somebody the other day who didn't have a hobby, and I'm like, you know, you can have some of mine. I've got like several. Because so far, my husband will tell you, I have yet to meet a craft I don't like, except for counted cross stitch. And I'm thinking that probably goes back to my math disability. I'm thinking. So, and Laurel, thank you again for the videos. Speaking of art projects and craft projects, she sent me some videos about making a draft stop for the door, and I'm going to use it in the van. And Laurel, those were very helpful to me. what we're going to do is, I think I told you we're looking at doing bags of rice instead of doing loose rice. And so I've got a towel. I've still got to go out and measure it, make sure it's long enough. But I've got a towel, and I'm thinking about using that and putting the bags of rice in it, and then securing the ends with Velcro so I can get back into the bags of rice if I ever need to or want to. But your videos were very helpful in like how to stitch it together and kind of what that might look like. And do I want to, sew the end of it together or not? And kind of how you do all that. So, Laurel, those were really helpful. Yeah. I'm looking forward to getting that done. Okay. And Laurel says, I was taking a trip to California with my 2 kids. It would usually take 2.5 days, but it took 4 days on Trailways. That's neat. I have not taken a Trailways bus. I used to do Megabus when it stopped in Knoxville, and I so hate that they stopped that service because it was great. I could get on the Megabus in Knoxville. It would make one stop, and I would get off in DC. So I can't do that anymore. But it was a great service. And I used a lot, and the bus was always full, but they said they didn't have enough ridership out of Knoxville. So I really hate that. So how was Trailways? I just have to ask. Because I've thought about Greyhound, and I've thought about Trailways, if it's still a thing, and I've thought about taking an Amtrak. Laurel said that was back in the 80s snowstorm. Gotcha. And Laurel said she's glad that they helped. So, me too. They were very helpful. And I appreciate that. Because I wasn't really sure, like on the end of it, I wasn't really sure if I should just go ahead and do the whole end in Velcro, or if I needed to sew it down with a straight seam, or if I needed to actually configure it into a round pattern, if that makes any sense, on the end of the doorstop, backstop. So that helped a lot, which was great. So anyway, I kind of loosely put our topic, if you want to call it that, kind of our icebreaker topic for today, as talking about staying true to yourself. And I also said, let's just see where the conversation goes from there. So as far as, I've got 4 people watching now. Thanks everyone for watching. Go ahead and dive on into the chat room. And again, please, if you haven't given me a like, please do so. I appreciate that. And let's see, Sam says, I was planning on to stream, but now I can't because Mom was playing her music too loud. Aw. And Laurel said, I cheated and used pantyhose and filled it with rice. Yeah, I saw somebody do that, where they use the pantyhose. That's really not an option for me because I have not had any kind of hose or stockings or anything since my leg went bad. I just can't wear, number one, I can't wear cute shoes anymore with my leg because of the leg brace. And number two, I just can't, because I can't wear cute shoes, I have no need for stockings or anything. And when I did try once before with a pair of tights, it was a disaster. So no hose in this house. That would be a good idea. I saw it really worked well on some of the videos, a couple of the videos. But yeah, can't do it. And the only reason I'm thinking about leaving rice in the bags, I can't say only. There are 2 main reasons why I'm thinking about leaving the rice in the bags. One is so they don't spill out all over the van. But the big thing is, if I ever want to, I can cook the rice if I leave it in the bags. I'm going to double bag it. That way, if I get up to Alaska and I'm like, oh, I needed a side dish, I could pop the rice open and, cook it for a little bit. So, That's my thinking anyway. Sometimes it's like the best laid plans, you know? So, yeah. But one of the things that I found about, like, you know, kind of the discussion about being true to yourself is that for me, I express myself a lot by doing craft projects and making jewelry and things like that. And Laurel says, I don't wear them anymore. I've got a pair at the Dollar Trees. I don't think of that. That's a brilliant idea. And Laurel said, that's a great idea, Gayle. Yeah, I mean, if I use the rice and wind up cooking with it, I'll still have to go get some more, but I'll still have that same space in the tube. So we'll see. I mean, that's the plan right now, but I haven't tried it yet. And there's actually two places in the van where I can use the draft stop. Also, because of your video, I actually saw one that was made out of a pool noodle. So when they start coming in, which won't be until the weather warms up, but when they start coming in at the Dollar Tree, I'm going to see about getting a pool noodle, because the side of the van where you go to step into it, the doors open out, and there's that area in front of the doors right there. And I think I can probably trim a pool noodle and put it down there. And because we're in and out of the door so much, I don't have to take a chance on messing up my nicely created doorstop. I can leave that at the back door, which is where I really need it, because that in the evening when we're camping is where all of the cold comes in, or if you want to flip it around, that's where the heat escapes. So, yeah, that's my big thing there. So, we'll see how it goes, but I appreciate it, because that's going to be a big help to just kind of block that. Yeah. Oh, and the other thing my husband pointed out is if they're in the bag, Tomlin might be more likely to leave it alone. But Tomlin doesn't get into our stuff. No, he's not going to try it just because we're on a road trip. Again, that's all I'm going to say. All I'm saying. Go take Daddy for a walk. Okay, sorry. Somebody's going to take Daddy out for a walk over here. Yeah, he was trying to make the point that Colin might leave it alone a little bit more in the van. He doesn't bother food and stuff in the van. He's got his own. So anyway, Tomlin just took him out for a walk. So, so I'll tell him you said hi when he comes back in. I don't know what he's thinking. So anyway, that's how I express myself a lot, is through crafts. And even through like the rougher times of my life, that has been like my sanity saver, so to speak. So, and it must be, Laurel, with you and Sam too, about that. If you both like art and crafts and expressing yourself that way. And I really think that's a big part of how we can be true to ourselves in just a low key. Laurel, they're guy bonding. I love that. Yes, I guess they are. And Sam's saying, art, art, art. All I've been doing is art all day. Good for you. So what kind of media do you like to use, Sam? Is it mixed or any kind of particular that you like? And Laurel says, yes, exactly. You know, I actually talked to somebody the other day who didn't have any hobbies. And that blew my mind, because, like, how do you get through life and not have hobbies? And we were talking about the jewelry that I make. And she was like, well, you have your business, you're selling jewelry. And I'm like, no, I don't really sell it. I said, usually I give it as gifts, or I wind up, I do sell it, but I sell it at church to benefit the mission team and not like for my personal um, use. That may switch sometime in the future. I can't say that it doesn't, but like even if I sell it online, I put that back for my mission trip expenses. But I don't have an Etsy store or anything like that. I've sold um, couple of pieces just off the Facebook page, but that's it. It really kind of threw me that somebody would not have a hobby. I don't understand that. I mean, how about what are y'all's thoughts? Hi, Nick. No, you can't do that. We're not going to talk about that here. What I'll have to do if you want to persist, because this is a G-rated channel. So if you persist, what I'm going to have to do is unfortunately put you in timeout. So it's totally up to you. You know, your behavior will dictate that. Okay, and Sam says mainly just coloring apps on my phone, face paint and body paint. That is cool. The face paint is always a big thing around here at like church gatherings and craft shows and all kinds of things like that. So, yeah, there's usually a long line. The better the person is at face painting, the longer the line is. So, yeah. And thank you, Joe, for taking out the trash there. You got it before I did. So, but that's one way I think that we can be true to ourselves. And it actually made me sad that this lady didn't have a hobby. And so, in talking to her, her her life revolves around work. It used to evolve around work and family, but as the kids have all grown and they've all left the nest, now she only has work. And so I was like, trying to encourage her, go take a painting class or craft class or just do something or volunteer, anything to kind of take your mind off of going to work and coming home to an empty house because that makes her want to work more. So, totally agree. Sometimes you just got to do stuff. And thank you again. And we've got 5 people watching. Thank you all for watching. Please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, hit that like button, and dive on into the chat room. Come join us. So, yeah, I mean, sometimes you just got to do stuff. It's completely right. And that's what I think we overlook sometimes, whether it's taking out the trash on a channel or going out and doing, what's the term for it these days? Self-care. Which is another big important part of being true to yourself. Joe says, I've always wondered if the face paint was okay if it gets into your eyes. The face paint, Joe, is usually non-toxic, but what we've usually seen at craft shows and stuff is on the kids' cheeks. But yeah, that's a good point. And Sam's saying, no, 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 it's not okay. I agree. I agree. So, but yeah, I've not thought about that much about it getting in your eyes. But that's a good point. And what we use or what I've seen used is non-toxic. I'll have to check. And Laura said, I have a friend who works with seniors in nursing homes and private homes. She showed me an article about how seniors who have hobbies live an average of 10 years longer. That's no, that's good to know because it's such a I just can't imagine not having a hobby because for me, it's just who I am. I mean, whether it's coin collecting or stamp collecting or arts and crafts or making YouTube videos, I just think it's important to get out there and do something. If you can't leave your home, there's so much you can do from home. And Melissa's here from Cheap Living. So, hi, Melissa. And Amber just came in, Amber and John Homestead Projects. And she says, good evening. And Amber, I've got your stuff and I appreciate it. I just came in a little while ago, so I have not had a chance to dig in depth to it yet, but it looks good. What I could read on my little bitty phone, it looked okay. And Melissa says, how are you, Gayle? And I'm doing okay. Thank you for asking. How about you? Is it cold in sunny Florida? We're here with Laurel, and she's got wind chills that are like crazy low. Yeah, her wind chills are like 25 below. Totally insane. And what I'm talking about on with Amber is we're working on a magazine. I'm so excited about it. It's going off tomorrow, going to the publisher. So then they'll send me a copy to look at, and then if it all looks, or I'll have to get a copy to look at. I actually have to buy it. If that all looks good, then it's a matter of clicking and going from there. It's going to go with Patreon or PayPal, or if you've supported me in the past with Super Chat, PayPal, or whatever, then you're going to get a copy. Amber's going to get a copy. And if you guys that are in the chat right now, if you want a copy, let me know. I'll have to have your address. So email that to me at gayle@gaylecrabtree.com and I'll get that out. But I'm really excited. And so Amber's doing a part for me on solar about she and John. And I've got somebody doing an article on picking out a camera lens for landscape photography, which Joe could probably do backwards in his sleep. And then Stellar's doing one on her experience the first time she went to Hawaii. And I wish I could say it was all rainbows and roses, but it wasn't. So, yeah. And Amber says she has a nasty chest and head cold and is miserable. Amber, I am sorry. You've been struggling with that for a little while, and I'm sorry. I hope you get to feeling better. And Joe says photography, now that means YouTube, reading serious history and taking trips when I could afford them, and shooting have always been the big hobbies in my life. My younger daughter is one that's into shooting. Let's see. And Melissa, Chief Living, says, it's cold for us at 59 degrees. And she says, I don't have many winter clothes, so I keep having to do laundry until it warms up. Yeah. Layer up, girlfriend. Layer up. It helps. T-shirt, long sleeve shirt, you can put a sweatshirt over that. And Amber and John says, Amber and John Homestead Project says, I can barely talk. Ugh. Amber, we can hear you just fine from here. Not really. I'm being a smart ass. Smart aleck. And Danny's Corner is here. So hi, Danny's Corner, and welcome. And Joe says we're -5 here in Delaware County, Ohio. Wow. Amber and John says cheap living. Yes, I'm sick. And we really are sorry about that. um, Melissa wants to know, is cleaning a hobby? And she says, that's what I do to pass the time and also get rid of stuff. You know, honestly, Melissa, I would say if that is something you like to do and that is a self expression of who you are, you know, laundry could be. My husband's grandmother used to live to do the laundry. I have never understood that. So if cleaning is your thing and that's how you relax and that's how you connect with yourself, you just go ahead and clean. Laurel says, sorry, my phone needed refreshing. That's all good. We're just glad you're here. And Laura Lee's Land number 2, do you mind giving me a shout out? I will probably get to some shout outs a little later today. I like doing that. I like seeing people's channels. So yeah, probably a little bit later. And Chief Living says, LOL, Gayle, I love when you're sarcastic. That would be me. Yes. You know, my Stellar Piper, who can't be in on Wednesdays, but she says that snark is a spiritual gift. Just saying. And let's see. Amber says, I'm getting excited about my own article. Amber, I'm excited to have your article. It looks really good. Danny's Corner says, Amber, get better, sis. And Steve Living says, ha ha ha, my husband's grandmother loved doing laundry as well. Maybe it's just an older generation thing that's how they expressed themselves and connected with themselves was by doing laundry. That is not for me. Annie's Corner is saying, yeah, then come here and clean. And Joe says, everybody has a purpose and thank the good Lord for those who clean. I agree, Joe. My husband's wife is not a housekeeper. Let me just say it that way. And Chief Living says, I enjoy it, but right now I do it for a living, so I don't enjoy it as much at home. Gotcha. Amber's offering to let you come and clean her house. And she's saying that she would if she was closer. Danny's Corner says, okay, my dad's here. Gotta go. LOL. Blessings all. Danny's Corner, thank you for coming in. Don't forget, hit that like button before you go, please. Appreciate that. Kersey said, nor am I. We're talking about cleaning his house. And Amber says, take care, Danny brother. There you go. So, yeah, cleaning is not my forte. I do what I have to. And Joe, I was thinking about you and your situation with your critter the other day. We had a weird sound coming from our attic, and I think we have, or at least had, something up there. So hopefully it'll go away when the weather warms up in a couple of days because we can't get up. We don't have a ladder that can get up there. So that means calling the people that own the house. We're hoping it leaves. And Laurel says, hi, Danny and Laura Lee's Land. Amber says, I can't talk and breathing is a task and a half. I can relate. Do you have an inhaler or anything like that that can help you, or nebulizer? Even some Vicks rub can help. And Melissa says, cleaning gets exhausting, but I always feel so good when my place is all nice. I feel good when my place is all nice too. I just don't have time to clean it. I'll pick the stuff up, except for like Don's corner because he's got like this whole section that like I don't touch that just needs to be hubby's space. And Sam says, ugh, my mom is being so annoying. Sam, that's what we get paid the big bucks for, to annoy our kids. I'm sorry that's happening to you today. I used to do that to my kids every chance I got. No, not really. I'm being sarcastic again. We did sometimes, though. Like, if we thought they weren't going to behave, like at band outings, we used to tell them that if they didn't behave, we would specifically annoy them by dancing in the stands. That usually terrified them. We had no problems. And Amber is going to the doctor tomorrow, which sounds like a really good thing for her to do. And Joe's saying that the breeding stuff is a horrible situation to put up with. And Amber says hi to Sam. We've got Tina and Andy Murray in. Hello. Hello. Welcome. And let's see. Amber saying hi to Tina. Chief Living says, I am annoying my 8-year-old. LOL. He's being put to work. He forgot to take his homework to school today, so I am not happy. Oh, those days. Yeah. Ooh, Tina and Andy Murray say, I have one poorly daughter, an ear infection, and a high temperature. I'm so sorry. I hope she gets to feeling better soon. And Joe says, when my son did not finish his cereal, I took the unfinished bowl to his room and left it on his desk. Yep, I hear you. And Tina Murray say hello, so hello back. And Laurel said, I like to clean. I have to clean how I grew up. Monday laundry, Tuesday dust and vacuum, etc. That's a good schedule. One of these days I'm going to get on a schedule, but today's probably not it. Joe says, need to get right on that ear thing. Absolutely. Melissa says a cleaning schedule is wonderful. I try to do a little at a time each day, but it doesn't always happen. Yeah, it's tough to stay on top of. And God bless my husband's grandmother who just lived for that. She liked to clean, but like laundry was like her thing. And so she came and she lived with us for a while, and she kind of took over the laundry because she didn't like the way I did it. But she loved it. I mean, it wasn't like a bad, she didn't like the way I did it. It's just that she had her way and she loved it. And it was things like, it didn't matter what color things were. Like, I'm terrible. I don't want whites mixed in with like other colors because then they look gray. But her thing was, you never wash your children's clothes with your husband's clothes. Like, ever. It doesn't matter if they're the same color. And then the kids' clothes get washed separately, and because they're the kids' clothes and you have to use a special laundry detergent for them, which we didn't. And so like they were like in elementary school and she wanted to buy Drift, and I mean we did because she liked it, but wow. But that was her self-expression. That was how she identified and how she related to the world. It was just her thing. So Amber, he's doing fine. Tomlin just took him out for a walk, so he's doing fine. And Tina and Andy Murray says, hi, Laurel Stewart. And Melissa says, I smashed that like button also. Yes. Thank you, Melissa. And let's see, Joe says, I tried the cleaning schedule thing when I first retired, and it worked out pretty well for 6 months, but then it just stopped. Oh, you're retired. I don't blame you. And Chief Living says, Joe, maybe you could try again. That's a thought, but he's retired. And Sam says, my mom always gives me a chore every day, and honestly, look, I had a long day at school. Let me rest. I understand, Sam. But thinking from a mom POV, she may just really appreciate and want the help. She may need it. But I think it's good if you're willing to help at all, because some kids aren't, and I think that's really good. And Joe says, wild hysterical laughter here, Chief Living. There you go. I told you he's retired. And Laurel says, I have to because of my multiple disabilities wear me out. Today, I cooked enough for several days. That's a habit I need to get back into. We used to do that all the time, and just slowly over about the past year, we've gotten out of the habit. But I'll say that one of the best things that I ever did as far as schedule, household stuff, and whatnot is when I'm in school, I cook, and I always cook for extra. And then I have these mason jars, jelly jars, whatever you want to call them, except they're like pint size and the next size up. And so whenever we have extra, I put it in there and I froze it. And that way, when I'm at school, everybody can be in a line in the cafeteria, but I'm standing there at the microwave waiting for my stuff to heat up. And yes, it might take a couple of extra minutes for it to heat up, but it was better food and it was cost savings. So, but I haven't, because I'm not in school this semester, I'm not in the habit now of cooking more. And I probably need to do that. Anna and Andy Murray say, soon will be Friday. It has been a long week. Yes, let us hear it for Fridays. Chief Living is laughing at Joe. Amber says, I broke the like button. Sorry. Thank you for hitting the like button, Amber. And Tina and Andy Murray says, I miss my mom. That's understandable. Yeah, that's completely understandable on lots of different levels. And Laurel says, hey, Gayle, if you want another charity project, I volunteer so you can reorganize my art corner. Yeah, I better not touch an art corner. That could be a little dangerous for me. But congratulations on volunteering. Are you volunteering with art, or what are you volunteering with? And Tina and Andy Murray says thanks, and I mean that wholeheartedly, Tina and Andy. I'm not sure who I'm talking to, Tina or Andy, but yeah, I understand. And Amber's saying, LOL, Laurel, you're funny. Yeah. But speaking of volunteering, I get to teach a workshop on social media, and we're going to try to work. We're going to try to record it through the equipment that they have where I'm speaking. One of the things I'm going to talk about is how on Black Friday we all volunteered our time to do a fundraiser for Valerie Reese's church, and I get to talk about that. So, because she used GoFundMe, so that verifies that her church actually got the money instead of like some of the ice bucket challenges. I get to talk about that, so I'm looking forward to that. Because there are people, believe it or not, I want everybody, don't die of shock when I say this, but there are people who don't understand the value of what YouTube can do. So I'm glad to be able to shed some light on it. So, yeah, but no, I'm not going to organize your art corner, Laurel. That might get, you might find some of your art supplies missing. So I better not do that. And Tina and Andy Murray said both. Okay. I'm talking to Tina and Andy. That is so cool. Hello to both of you. And they've got to go. So Tina and Andy, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for coming out. We appreciate it. And I hope you have a great day. And let's see, I've got a thing coming in on Twitter here. So let me get back to that. It may be Gloria. My page is stuck. Of course, my page is stuck. I'm going to give that just a minute to kind of let my page do its thing here. My phone is over here charging, so I can't check it on my phone. My battery keeps going down. Okay. Yep, Gloria, and she says, "Hello, everybody." And she says that she connects to the world with art, and she also connects with reading, that she likes history and murder mysteries. So there you go. Reading is kind of getting to be, reading books specifically is kind of getting to be a lost art. And let's see, Amber is saying, "Where is Stellar at?" He's at work. Dylan with Sam says, "Oof." And Tina and Andy are leaving. So, yeah. But Amber, I get to go see Stellar this weekend. I actually get to help her out a little bit. The place that she volunteers works with homeless youth. And I'm doing this in honor of the channel, by the way. And they need reusable tote bags that the youth can use to carry their food in when they get it from their food pantry there where she works. So I'm going to pick up some tote bags and take them to her. And I'm getting some of my jewelry that I've made back from her, because she had a sale at her church, and I let her have a bunch for that. But I get to take her the bags, and I'm really excited about that. It's a way to help. And the bags aren't super expensive, but I didn't do anything at the end of last year like I usually do. Um, like one year, actually, I guess it's a couple of years now, I donated some food and some funding to a local food pantry here. And then now she's working with homeless youth, and she's on the channel so much that I felt like doing something for the agency that she works with now would be a good thing. So I'm going to go to Walmart and pick up some of the reusable totes and go from there. So Amber says, "I want to meet Stellar." Now we have to figure out a way for that to happen. And Joe says, "Amen on the lost art." Yeah. People just don't read books anymore. And I think that, yeah, we have Kindles and stuff, but it's just not the same. And I think a lot of people give up on the Kindles because it's not like holding a book. Dylan with Sand says it's 33 degrees here in Fall River. You may take one of the prizes for one of the warmer spots right now. We're about that same temperature. Melissa is warmer, but she's in sunny Florida, so it's actually the same temperature. Seems warmer to colder to them than it does us. Hey, Amber says it's 41 degrees here. The weather just updated. All right, so we're warming. Hopefully that'll spread. Oh, maybe you'll. I know you're a little bit further north, but maybe you'll get some warming shortly. Oh, chilling with Sam says it drops to like -15 tomorrow. Ouch. Forget what I said, chilling with Sam. I was hoping you were doing a warming trend. Yeah, our tomorrow is supposed to be a little bit warmer than today, and then it drops. And Joe says reading a book is a very sensual act. The smell, the feel, the intellectual stimulation, the fun, and the sadness. Absolutely. Yeah, it's just not like reading it on a Kindle. Yeah, there's value to books. And Laurel said Kroger's home office and company, they donate food and reusable bags to our huge food pantry. That is fabulous. It sounds like she gets food donated, but apparently not so much on the bags. And she really was hoping for insulated bags, but when I was at Walmart the other day, they didn't have any, so that's why I'm going to make a special trip, and hopefully they'll have some. It says we get colder tomorrow and then gradually higher. And Laurel said Kroger started in Cincinnati. And Melissa says, "I miss Kroger." Yeah, I do too, Melissa. I miss double coupons. And I don't know if they've changed that or not, because that's been a few years, because we don't have a Kroger where we live anymore. Amber and John says, winter needs to leave. She has worn out her welcome. Spring just 47 days away, I think. And Amber says her nearest Kroger is 37 miles away. Yeah, mine's a little farther than that. We can go to Knoxville to Kroger, but that's a little ways. I like Kroger. They always have had a quality meat department. And that's one thing I'm really picky about, is quality of meats. You just can't find good quality everywhere. So let me see what Gloria's saying again. Okay, Gloria, I love you, Gayle. You're a great person, but your tweets are hard to read when you start doing the whole abbreviation thing, because I'm an old fogey and I like letters. I mean, like words. So if you could help me out, I'd appreciate it. I think you're asking about the internet radio show, and right now I'm doing YouTube instead of that. Maybe one day we'll get back to the internet radio show, but for now it's YouTube. So thank you for asking about that. And let's see, back to the chat room. Joe says, I used to shop only at Kroger until they started the red card differential pricing stuff. So now Walmart for me. Quite good meat at Kroger, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, that's something I'm like really picky on. And Melissa says, it's too bad Florida doesn't double coupons. Ah, is it the whole state, or is it just like certain grocery stores that don't do it? Amber says, we have a Food City 16 minutes away, and it's like Kroger's, and it has a gas station. Yeah, Amber, I love Food City. They're a little bit higher on the groceries than they are like at other stores, like at Ingles and Walmart, but I love their meat department. Keep Living says, yes, they do have good meat. We get ours at Publix, but it's pricey. Yeah, Publix is high, but they have pretty good quality. And I don't mind paying a little more for something if it's good quality. But things like oatmeal, mashed potatoes, I don't want to pay high for those because it's the same thing. So, and let me see what Gloria's text is here. Gloria is a friend of mine who can't get into the YouTube chat or something. She's an e-friend. She used to follow me. She was asking about the internet radio show. She used to follow me on Blog Talk Radio when I did the internet radio show there. And so let me see what her latest tweet is. She's laughing at me. She says, ha ha ha, I forgot that you are old. I will have to, quote, use my words. Yay! Thank you, Gloria. Big props for using words there. And Chief Living said, I think Florida may be the only state that doesn't double coupons. Ow. Sam says, wow, my mom is so rude. Sam, what's going on with your mom? And Amber says, we sometimes get great deals at Food City. We just have to be there the right day. Yeah, Food City does a wonderful like Friday Midnight Madness sale with their meats. We went in, I guess, a little over a month ago, and they were having a huge sale on their meats, and they were like 25% off of whatever you could fit in your bag. But what we didn't know is you didn't have to actually use the bag. And they took that 25% off of whatever was in your buggy. You just had to have the bag for the barcode. So here we are, and we are filling up and using like 3 paper bags for the meat, because 25% off is a huge deal. They take it off of the sale prices. So if the meat is, like on sale for like $4 a pound, then it's like $3 a pound because you're getting the 25% off. And so we were filling up, and we were on like our third bag, and the guy from the meat department was filling up the case, and he said, "Hey, you want to know a secret?" And I was like, "Always." And so he said, they'll take it off of everything that's in the buggy. So if you only want, you still have to have a bag for the barcode, but, don't worry about it otherwise. And I was like, yay. And it was so much easier when you didn't have to stuff it in the bag. If you all have a Food City, check for that. But they only do it like once a month or once every 6 weeks or something. And so Amber, going back, says, we sometimes get great deals at Food City. We just have to be there the right day. I hear you. And Chilling with Sam says, I looked over my shoulder, and she's like, what I watch is stupid. Like, really? It's not stupid. It's fun. Sometimes moms and kids have a different viewpoint. So, maybe sometime when it's calmer, you can sit down and discuss it with her. Because I know it's hard. You feel like your mom's watching every move. And, we as moms want our kids to be okay. And so sometimes I'll admit there are times in my life when I've watched my kids' every move. I haven't meant to get on their nerves on that so much as just trying to keep them safe. So, maybe sometime you could just talk to your mom and, nice and calmly, and kind of sort that out. And Amber says, we got meal deals like that a few times. And Cheap Living says, tell her your children, tell her you chilling, LOL, could be doing worse things. And she says, well, sorry, that got messed up. That's okay. Yeah, sometimes the whole typing and talking just doesn't work so well. Laurel says Candy hates that you take time she wants. Yeah. That would be why Tomlin just took my husband out for a walk. So, yeah. And let's see here. What time is it? Oh, it's 4:03. Good heavens. Time flies, you all. It really does. Let's see. And my computer just locked up. Hold on. And Amber says, poor John having to go for a walk. Tomlin is the master. He is sometimes. We're having a really hard time getting him to come inside with the snow outside. It's like his husky instincts kick in or something. And he just has to be out in the snow every minute he can be. It's funny the way that happens with dogs, and they wrap us around their little paws. And Laurel says, tell the truth. Who is harder to keep in line, Gayle? Next question. What is that they say? You don't have to incriminate yourself? And Cheap Living says, get this. I was going to make my son a dental appointment at this place his doc recommended, and the reviews say they do not allow the parents to go back with them. What in the world? That's apparently a thing with some dentists now. They say that there's not room enough back there. I would be really nervous, but. And Laurel said, ha ha. And Amber says, Gayle pleads the fifth. Yes, yes, yes. I'm not going to incriminate myself. Not today, anyway. So, yeah. No, absolutely. But Melissa, that's a tough one. Maybe you could call ahead and talk to him and just level with him and tell him, you really don't feel comfortable. Yeah. Because it's our children. We want to be there. Let me see. Let me see what Gloria's got to say again. Okay, Gloria sent a text saying her kid's dentist was like that, talked with doctor, said okay to come back. So at least one person has got dentist that didn't want parents back, but she was able to go. Okay. And she says, sorry, has to go. Okay. Thank you, Gloria. Good talking to you again. Let's see what else she says. Okay. She says, sorry, chat won't run. Bye. Okay. Bye, Gloria. Thank you for coming. Yeah, Gloria has followed me. She's been an e-follower for a long time because I discontinued the Blog Talk Radio years ago. And let's see, Amber says cheap living, that does not sound right. And cheap living says, I didn't know it was a thing with dentists. I'll have to find one that does because I don't pay that at all. Because, right, we can't trust anyone with our kids these days. Very true. Laurel says our children's hospital dental department is open. Only half walls divide each patient, and there is room for one adult in the space. Keep Living says that's great, Laurel. That's how it should be. I totally agree. Yeah. Plus, wouldn't you think that the dentist would want a parent back there just to kind of help the child be calm so they'll experience it better? Yeah. But who knows? I mean, I guess they all have their reasons. Chief Living says, which is Melissa, says, I don't think my son would be okay with that. Honestly, it's not just me being paranoid. Talk to the dentist and see what you can work out. Apparently, Gloria was able to work out something. Yeah. I don't remember with my kids. I think I was allowed to go back. It's been a long time since they were small kids. Because once they got to be teenagers, I was like, just go, honey child. Amber says, I wouldn't trust that dentist at all. Yeah, I mean, I guess they have their reasons. Melissa says, good point, Gayle. Yeah. But yeah. Yeah. It's a tough call because you don't know which really which way to go. Yeah. Our kids need us, but obviously there's got to be some reason for a dental office to do that. But talk to them. Yeah. Let's see. I gotta check my. There we go. 410. All right. Let's see. I'm looking at the time here. It's 410. I'm probably gonna have to go in a little bit here. Keep Living says if he were older, that's different. I will clean his teeth myself. LOL. Yeah, I understand that temptation. Laurel says, it's like that at our county dental office. That's where I went to have all my teeth removed. They did it in 4 visits. Good. Our county dental office doesn't, we don't have a county dental office. They won't do that. That's one thing that Tennessee is like really, really bad about. We don't have a lot of dental care unless you have private insurance. I mean, there's just nowhere to go if you don't. So says, as a retired doc, it's often more dependent on the behavior of the parent than the behavior of the child patient as to whether the procedure goes better with the parent in or out of the room. That's interesting. I guess I come at it from the perspective of I've always been a calm mom because we've had so many things done to our kids. There have been a couple of times, but by and large, you're paying the medical professionals to be professionals. But yeah, that makes sense. I know they did a lot of things with my younger daughter at Children's that I didn't like, but you still, I think, as a parent, you have to be calm. But I can see where some parents might not be. But I can also see where it would be hard um, as a parent, just having your child go where you can't go is really kind of scary. Melissa says, that's understandable, Joe. What type of dog were you? And Laurel said, it's the health department that runs it. Yeah, our health department doesn't do dental. Uh, I think they do maybe some prenatal stuff, and I think they do some child stuff, but not even a whole lot of that. I think they mostly do like shots and education and stuff like that. Because whenever I was in social services and I had to refer somebody, I had to refer them for medical to a sliding fee clinic, but there wasn't really any place I could send them for dental. And Tennessee's just known for that. When I worked with the remote area medical team, when they came to Athens, Athens, Tennessee, I volunteered with that a couple of years ago. The line for dental was unbelievable. We had patients that were lined up waiting for dental for a long time, and we had people over in medical that maybe only had, like a half hour wait, which we're talking about a situation with remote area medical where they set up, they're here on Saturday and Sunday, and people start camping out on Thursday to be able to see a doctor, whether it's medical or vision, or to see a dentist. So when you talk about, only like a 30-minute wait or a relatively short wait, and then you've got a line of people for dental that is like almost out the building, then that tells you where the needs are. And Joe said, I did anesthesiology, but I had a year of general surgical residency and 9 months of pediatric surgery and medical training as a senior student. And Chief Living said, I'm calmer than I used to be, but I just don't trust anyone with the things that go on. I don't blame you, Melissa. Of course, this with my daughter was like years ago. My younger daughter, not Stellar. Still, she's 29. Or she will be in a couple of months anyway. So it's different. Joe says it's hard to trust people you don't know. I learned that during I'm not even going to try to pronounce that because I'll butcher it. But it's hernia repair a year ago. And Laurel said, our children's hospital core belief is that they treat the family with the child so that they are a team, patient, family, healthcare professionals. I love that. We, with my younger daughter, have been exposed to, well, between both daughters, we've been exposed to, had to use 1, 2, 3, 4, because of my husband moving around so much, 4 children's hospitals. And I can tell you that they are very different. And it's tough because you want your child to have the best care. And you want the best for your child. But the difference in philosophies, how you're treated as a parent between the different hospitals can be astounding. You know, like when we were at UNC Chapels Hill with my daughter, my older daughter was in the hospital there for 1 week, and then back in Tennessee, because we had to take my oldest daughter there from some specialized treatment for epilepsy. But back in Tennessee, a month and a half after that, my younger daughter gets sick. So she lands in the hospital in East Tennessee. The difference between the two was night and day. They're only 18 months different in age. And they were both at this point in high school. With my youngest daughter, for example, I couldn't even leave her alone to like step over to the cafeteria and get a soda. I had to have somebody in there with her all the time, even as a teenager, in case I had to step out. And when we were at UNC Chapel Hill, they were like, see in a few. I mean, it was just totally different. And UNC Chapel Hill went, I think, above and beyond in what they do with the kids when they're sick, just their whole atmosphere and everything, even more so than like University of Tennessee hospitals and stuff. What they did was when they had a child that was sick in their hospital and they were there for a little while, and we had some outpatient stuff done and whatnot. So we were concerned about my daughter with school. Well, come to find out, they had an in-hospital school. So the records would be transferred over to the hospital school so that while she was there, there would be no time lost. And then when she finished, being inpatient and doing some of the outpatient things in Chapel Hill, they were just going to transfer the records back to the school in Tennessee. Or if we were still in North Carolina, it'd be the North Carolina school wherever we were. But that way there'd be no time lost from school. And I thought that was amazing. So we joked about it afterwards. After my younger daughter got out of the other hospital, we said, it might be worth a 9-hour drive to take you back to UNC Chapel Hill. We wouldn't do that if she was sick, though, but it's just very different. So, and let's see, Chief Living says, Joe, it really is what happened. My son and husband went through that. And Chief Living says, Laura, love that. And Joe says, I knew my surgeon, had watched him trained, but I did not know the facility or the facility staff. But AJ, my surgeon, trusted them. Ultimately, that was good enough for me. Yeah, it's difficult being a patient. And Laurel says, my son is type 1 diabetes. His diabetes was hard to control, so they allowed him to get care until he was 21 years. When he was 14 in research wing to do a control study with him. Awesome. Sam's back. Hi, Sam. Welcome back. And Laurel says, I had to stay with him for a week. My daughter and hubby came to visit 2 times. That's good. And Joe says, Laura, I believe that's the policy of Columbus Children's Hospital today as well, and has been as well. That's good. And Amber says, welcome back, Sam. Yeah, it's really scary when you put your child in the hands of somebody else. That is great, Sam. We'll have to take a look at it. Definitely have to check it out. Yeah. But it's just, I think with us being exposed to several different children's hospitals and kind of having a comparison, the differences stand out, I think, even more. Oh, okay. Let me go back here. Okay. Yeah, and Joe says it's scary when you put yourself in the hands of someone else. I agree. Melissa says, yes, it is. I'd rather it be me than him. I think so too. I can relate to that, but I would just as soon it not be anybody. Sorry, Joe. I want people to get well and all the doctors to be out of a job. Obviously, that's not going to happen. And Melissa says, then I cannot talk today. Totally fine. So, Joe, do you think it would change the way physicians relate to some patients if they had ever had to be a patient themselves, or is that question out of line? And Amber says, I'm here, just listening. Gotcha. Okay. Hold on. I got somebody at the door. Let me put this on mute and turn the camera off. I will be right back. Hold on, everybody. Sorry about that, folks. We're going to have an unboxed item in a couple of days. It's an MP3 player. Thank you for bearing with me on that. Let's see. Getting back into the chat to see what it was. Melissa says, I'm hoping the husband brings home this pretzel crust pizza I told them about. And Melissa says, maybe Tomlin rang the doorbell. Nope, delivery. And Amber says, she's living on getting a pretzel pizza tomorrow. Joe says, of course it would, Gayle, no question about it. One of the anesthesia fellows who trained me took us into an operating room in the evening, all the residents on the operating table, and I guess that was an interesting experience. Amber says, I hope it's nothing bad. And Melissa says, awesome. Is it coming from Little Caesars? And Amber says, yes. There we go. Yeah, no, Amber, it's not anything bad. It's all good. Yeah. So, so yeah, it's just, I get to do a review on an MP3 player. Yes. So that's what just arrived. And Joe said, ran them through all the positions that would be used for surgery so we could get an idea of how you would feel afterward. I'm really glad they do that, Joe. I really am. Because I can see where that would be very important for how the patient feels. And I didn't know that that you guys did that. I thought you concentrated on learning all the diseases, which obviously you do, but I'm glad to know that they do that extra step. So that's good. That's pretty reassuring, actually, Joe. So, well, y'all, it's 4:26, so I think at 4:30 we're going to conclude. But we still got a few minutes. Let's see. And I got a tweet message here. Let me see what this is. Coming in. Got a DM. Yeah, my Twitter direct message is about, would you like to get 2,500 followers for just $25? Yeah, right. That's as likely to happen as the Nigerian prince is to send me my money. Not going to do it. What do you all think about that? Do you guys get hit with spam like that? I'm going to make that go away. I'm just going to delete that. Okay. All right. That's deleted. It's gone. Laurel says most of our hospitals are trying to be more transparent. And Amber says, open it now, Gayle, LOL. Melissa says, I was hoping she would open it too. Well, I can, I guess. I just hadn't thought about it, but don't really want me to. I think I've got scissors here. If you guys really want me to, I will, or I can wait. Joe says, I get subscriptions from Chinese gamers, written Chinese characters all the time. How does this happen? Wow, I have no idea. Laurel says, open it. Amber says, yes, open the thing, LOL. All right, y'all, I'll open it. Let me grab the scissors here. I think I've still got some in here. Talking about my crafts here. Okay, here we go. I'll open it. Joe said yes, inquiring minds want to know. Okay. All right, let's see. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Whoops. Okay. Okay, inquiring minds. Let's see what we got. I love Amazon Prime. I actually use it all too much. Hey, speaking of Amazon Prime, do you all know that they have, some of you might, but y'all know that they have discounts if you have EBT or Medicaid on their Amazon Prime? It takes it from like $12.99 a month to like $5.99 a month. I was stunned to see that. Very happy, but stunned. Let's see what we got. Yay! Air packets. It's a great big box. This little bitty box. Let's see. Aw, this is going to be cute. Yeah, there it is. Little bitty MP3 player. I thought it was going to be like bigger than this. I like that. So there's that. Let me see. It's actually able to turn on. So that's good. I didn't expect it to have any battery in it. Wow, the battery is actually fully charged. That's cool. Now I'll have to figure out. It's got Bluetooth on it, which will be good. It's got the little Bluetooth wireless thing right here. I'll hold it up closer so you guys can see it. Ah, there's the time, which is not accurate. Yeah, I'm gonna have fun figuring out how this works. Hi, Matthew. How are you? Amber's waving at you. Whoa. Watch me knock this off here. That won't be good. Let's see what kind of accessories it has with it. Okay, instruction book. Yay. Warranty card. USB cable. Oh gosh, this is a nice touch. Even comes with the earbuds. I don't know if you can see that. Even comes with earbuds. And this is also nice. Comes with a hip adapter. That's really nice. This looks really promising. I'll have to play around with it, make sure I can actually use it. May have to get Matthew to teach me. So, yeah, there's my big unboxing there. And I got the color bright pink or magenta, whatever I think it's called pink. I got that color because when my husband and I get our items mixed up, which invariably happens, we can keep them straight by color. So, yeah. I'm going to pack it all in here, keep it safe for right now. So, it'll be fun. So, ta-da! The big unboxing is done. Let me put these up so I don't lose them. So, there you go for inquiring minds. And I don't know if I could pull up which one I got. Yeah, it's not showing yet. Huh. Sorry about that. But if I test it and it all works out good later on, I will have it in my Amazon shop. And if it doesn't work out good, you won't see it in my Amazon shop. But in case anybody wants to shop my store on Amazon, which supports the channel, let me give you that link. And there we go. Joe said, actually wired ear things without the stupid white ears and make you look like you have 2 or 3 caterpillars hanging out of your ears while you walk around. That's true. Laurel said, does Tomlin get to help test it? No, he doesn't. Philip says, hi, Gayle, great video. Hi, Philip, and welcome to the channel. Yeah, Almost not going to get to test this. Steve Living says, it was nice catching up. I got to go for now. Take care, guys. Take care, Melissa. And Matthew, thank you for coming in with your mom. Y'all have a good day. But yeah, if this works out well, I'll put the link in my Amazon shop, and any purchases, of course, made through that shop go to help support the channel. So, oh, she's a good one. Amber, I know, poor Tomlin getting left out. Yay! But he's the dog. He'll be fine. He just thinks he's a human. Of course, we think sometimes that our dogs are human, but he really has that mindset. So, we were harassing him the other day because we have this Google Home Mini, as you all know, and I like my Google Home Mini, and there are a bazillion questions that you can ask it, and of course, it's always learning. So we were goofing around the other day, and I said, "Hey Google, what does a Siberian Husky sound like?" And so it said, "Well, this is what a Siberian Husky sounds like," and it goes, "Ooh." Colin just froze, perked his ears up on alert, and went flying into the kitchen. He was like, "Where is it? Where's that other dog?" It was funny. We probably shouldn't harass him, but once in a while. But that was funny. And we gave him a TREAT, so he forgave us. So I always get tickled watching the videos, especially the ones that where the humans are like guilty of giving half the dog treat. It kills me. Yeah. But that's the way it goes sometimes. Laurel says, please don't call Candy a dog. When someone says dog, she looks around the house. I gotcha. Our dogs think they're people. I guess that's okay. It means they're happy, they're well taken care of, and that's not bad at all. So yeah. So let's see. There we go. I just had this weird message thing that popped up, but it's a Facebook thing, so. And Amber's laughing at Laurel. Yeah. So Philip, how is life for you? Let's see. And Amber says, if I could talk, I'll jump on the panel and yell dog. It wouldn't do any good. He's taking John for a walk. Joe says, we always started a howling and our dogs would join in when the ambulance and police went by, and then we would howl together until they were passed. That sounds like the cutest thing. And Amber says, hi, Philip. And Laurel said, oh, she heard you say dog and is whining because she doesn't see one. That is so cool. 50 and fantabulous. Over 50. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. $5 super chat. Wow. I really, really appreciate that. That helps. I know you gave a super chat once before, and it was just like just the breath of fresh air, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I hope life is good for you and you're surviving the cold. We're talking about our critters. And Joe says, sort of like yelling squirrel on a crowded dog deck. Yep, there you go. And she said, over 50 and fantabulous says, when God provides, I always try to share. Take care. Bless you. Bless you, ma'am. What a nice thing to do. And y'all, what she just did is like amazing. And Joe says, amen. But that little $sign at the end of the chat box down there is the super chat thing, and that's just so nice. Thank you so much. Yeah. And Amber says, hey, over 50. And Laurel says, explain the super chat again. Well, on the super chat, what it is at the bottom of the chat, there's a $sign. Wait a minute. I'm going to like screenshot this because it makes it a lot easier to explain. Okay. All right. So you see it, and down here is the super chat thing. Show your support for Gayle Crabtree, and it's the same no matter what channel. I don't, as you know, I don't push super chats, but I appreciate them. I'm just not going to be somebody who every other word out of their mouth is pay me. But anyway, it's this little button down here at the bottom next to the emoji. And so you would just push on that, and then it'll say, show your support, and it'll do a highlighted message. And you just push that, and any amount that you want to, And Google takes 30% of it, I think. 30 or 70. Wait a minute, I have to think. 30% of the super chats is what it is. I never can remember. So anyway, so that's what it is. But there's PayPal and stuff too. Just appreciate whatever. And Dawn and Amber, let's see. She says, "I'm too poor to donate. I'm too poor to pay attention." Ha ha. Gotcha. But being here is huge, and it's very appreciated too. Because my channel wouldn't exist if y'all weren't here. If I was just here by myself, there would be no reason for the channel. And Joe Kersey says Patreon. Patreon's different. I do have a Patreon page. It's kind of still in the works, but I do have it. And Laurel says, thank you. And you're welcome. But any of the monetized channels with YouTube will have the super chat button. If the channel is not monetized and you want to support them, then you need to ask about, PayPal or Amazon. The nice thing about Amazon is if you go through my link, anything you purchase, it doesn't have to be like in that store, but anything purchased is like through that link. It all helps. It's a small commission. It's anywhere from like 0.5% to 5%. And some things you don't get any percentage on. So like gift certificates and stuff you don't, or gift cards you don't. But that's a nice way to support somebody's channel. If you see that and you want to support them, but you don't have money, if you order from Amazon, you can go through their link, and that will support them, and it doesn't cost you anymore. It's a commission basically that Amazon gives. And Doe says, I donate to an Australian veterans Patreon. for him to help federal veterans and their families, and also to Durham Cathedral, UK. Very good. Very good. And those are so helpful. You know, I think supporting the cathedral in Durham is just awesome. I mean, speaking for myself, all donations are great, but you're kind of like taking care of the whole world when you take care of God, like with that cathedral. So, and Amber says, well, I need to go. I need to rest. Much love, everyone. Amber, thank you for coming in. It's appreciated. So, and I think I'm going to go ahead and cut this off in a few minutes. I was going to, at 4:30. But we kind of blew right past that. But yeah, and Joe says we're the divine and human meet in supplication and faith. Absolutely. So, and so on that thought, on that potent and powerful thought, I think I am going to go ahead and close out the channel. I appreciate y'all for coming in and for being a part of the channel and for being bodacious and just being friends. So thank you all so much for coming in. I hope that everybody can stay safe in the cold and be warm, and that you guys will go out and continue to be bodacious, and y'all just take care. Have a blessed day. Thank you so much. See you all out about and online. Bye.